To be honest with you, I enjoy watching India's intelligent diplomatic maneuvers. For example, Turkey, a country that is still seen as India's enemy, seems ready to support India when it comes to India's bid for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. But how did that happen? What game is India playing here? So this is one of the most interesting developments. As reported here, the president of Turkey said, "A country like India being there on the UN Security Council, we would be proud. But as you know, the world is bigger than, larger than 5. He added, "When we say the world is larger than 5, what we mean is that it's not only about the US, UK, France, China and Russia. We should only have permanent members and it should work on a rotational system because right now you have all these members, 195 countries, who are all members of the UN. So we should have a rotational mechanism where potentially each and every member, every one of those 195 countries, can potentially become a member." Now, here is the thing. This proposed rotational system from Erdogan could mean that even a country like Pakistan would get a chance to be a permanent member of the UNSC, and giving an important role to a country that has been described as a global hub of terrorism could have serious consequences. That is why we need more clarity on what exactly the Turkish president was trying to suggest here. The idea of giving all the members an equal opportunity does sound fascinating, but in realistic terms, it can be far more complicated. In the world of geopolitics, a couple of years back, nobody would have believed that the Turkish president would use words like these when referring to India. But if you take a closer look, you might realize that for this positive development, the credit goes to India for its sharp geopolitical maneuvering. And no, it is not just about India's attempt to surround Turkey by strengthening its ties with countries like Armenia, Cyprus and Greece. It is more than that. In one of my previous episodes, I explained what India's masterstroke to silence Turkey's nonsense could be. And that was about India and the Abraham Accords. According to what Dr. Jana Rocek anticipated, India's possible integration into the broadened Abraham Accords will inevitably push Turkey to normalize its relations with India to safeguard its reconciliation with the Abraham Accords countries. Not only that, read these words carefully. Turkey president termed India as its greatest trade partner in South Asia. According to Dr. Jana Rocek, Turkey has made radical foreign policy shifts before, and the future of Turkey-India relations could be bright. And of course, as they say, if you have money, you will have Turkey. But as expected, many in Pakistan are enraged because of this development. I mean, to start with, both countries, Turkey and Pakistan, have a lot in common. Both countries have butchered or oppressed minority Muslim communities in their country, and despite that, both dream of being the voice of the global Muslim community. But consider this. How isolated will Pakistan feel if Turkey starts to sideline Pakistan because of its greater interests with India? How would Pakistan react to that? According to several Indian netizens, Chati Pitka Rona is an option for Pakistan. I am not too sure what Chati Pitka Rona means in this context, but in my opinion, the only sensible option for Pakistan would be to stop treating India as a rival. India has now become far more powerful and technologically advanced than Pakistan, and if Pakistan is indeed looking for a rival to boost the morale of its people, then it could find several countries in Africa who could be its rival or inspiration. Yes, there are countries in Africa that are facing similar challenges and hardships, and they could serve as a role model and an inspiration for Pakistan. Yes, if Pakistan wants to grow, it should stop being obsessed with India. According to several sources, a man in Pakistan who has been described as Lal Topi was not convinced that ISRO's Chandrayaan-3 landed on the moon. He even accused ISRO of lying. I mean, what can I say here? Pakistan, this is a terrible approach, and with this attitude, your country may need more bailouts and loans, and in the end, even selling the entire country won't help. So please, help yourself before it is too late. India is marching ahead. Don't you understand this? As far as the connections between India and Turkey are concerned, Pandit Nehru's visit in 1960 was the first prime ministerial visit to Turkey. Also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the G20 summit held in Antalya in November 2015. A bilateral mechanism, India-Turkey Policy Planning Dialogue, was institutionalized between the two foreign ministries, with the first round held virtually on the 22nd of October 2020. India's economic engagement with Turkey has acquired new momentum in recent years, with considerable increase in India-Turkey trade, which exceeded the $10 billion mark. India's PM met President Erdogan on the sidelines of the SCO summit in Samarkand on the 16th of September 2022. Both leaders agreed to make efforts for enhancing bilateral trade to $20 billion. It was reported that Indian companies have invested about $126 million in Turkey, and Turkish investment in India is about $210 million. Besides that, Operation Dost was launched on the 6th of February 2023 to provide urgent relief to Turkey in the wake of devastating earthquakes in the country's southern provinces. But it seems that Turkey cannot be trusted. It has backstabbed India before, and it might want to do so again. As they say, if India has the financial muscle, it will have its Turkey. See you again